Laissez-moi!
That's not my track. So this is my track. What the? Dude, what was that? Enough to wake me up.
Tonight, we look at 6 scariest camping encounters caught on camera. Real moments, real danger. Don't forget to subscribe for more terrifying footage like this. Let's begin. This is Daryl, the face behind Man Dog Wild, a channel known for its calm, cinematic outdoor adventures. He's an experienced outdoorsman, often venturing into deep woodlands with nothing but a backpack, a camera, and his loyal dog, Yeti. But on October 23, 2024, what started as a peaceful solo camping trip quickly turned into something much darker. A night filled with paranoia, warnings from his dog, and a terrifying discovery the next morning.
Out here for another overnight in this beautiful little woodland. I've got my shorts on today because under these trees, I don't need no suntan lotion. Fixing to set up a poncho shelter out here this evening. So it's just a case of finding that area that's good enough, flat enough. We're kind of in a traffic jam right now. I'm not sure what's going on. Are we going, Yeti? Forward? Yeah. Okay. I'll go. So, yeah. Just a case of finding that that good area with a spot where I can tie the poncho to.
Daryl had found what seemed like the perfect spot, a flat clearing beneath the trees. He tied up a poncho shelter and began setting up camp. But Yeti, normally confident and curious, was acting strangely. She stared at a single direction in the woods, and she refused to take the lead like she always did.
So this is a half-decent spot right here. We can tie off to this tree. Poncho shelter down here, nice and flat. Not too much brush or nothing, so this will be. She's not liking something in that direction over there. That was the way we went through there earlier, and she didn't want to go in front, so she stopped. And now we're back here. This is where we're going to be setting up. She's kind of just staring in that direction. It's strange.
As night fell, things only got worse. Yeti continued to act nervous, growling at nothing, pacing restlessly. At one point, she jolted awake, barking into the dark as if someone or something was out there. Then, rustling. Clear movement in the bushes.
All of a sudden, she just sat up, looked at the other side of the shelter, started growling, and then moved over that way. And that's when I followed her. Quite frankly, Yeti, you're kind of freaking me out tonight, okay? You're kind of freaking me out. Huh. What's going on? What's going on? You're all over the place, huh? Kind of gather that she's not too fond of this place, huh? You're not too fond. I don't know why. I find it quite nice. Constantly looking in that direction where we come in. Yes? Where are you? What are you doing? What are you barking at? What's you barking at? Huh? Gee.
Daryl, someone who doesn't spook easily, felt the hairs on his neck stand up. Not wanting to panic, he called it an early night, hoping everything would make sense in the morning. But what they found at sunrise changed everything.
Another overnight completed in this beautiful little woodland, although a long night. What was Yeti? And that's not my track. And that wasn't there yesterday.
So this is my track. This is not my track. See the different treads.
The better ones. Look at this. See, that's not my tread. And that's fresh. That wasn't there yesterday, because I always look for tracks on the way in to see who's been around. No one's been around. So that wasn't there yesterday.
Fresh, unfamiliar footprints, just feet away from his shelter. Yeti's behavior throughout the night had been a warning. She had fixated on that spot, barked, growled, refused to relax. Dogs sense what we don't, and this time she knew something was nearby. Some believe it may have been a hiker or poacher, but the placement of the footprints, directly next to the tent, suggests something more sinister. No one approached during the day. The trail was clear when Daryl arrived. So, who walked into camp while they slept? Could it have been someone watching? Or waiting? Daryl left the woods shaken. He had no intentions of returning anytime soon. The fear didn't come from what he saw, but from what he didn't. So, the next time you're camping in a secluded forest and your dog starts acting strange, don't ignore it. They might be trying to tell you something is already there, watching. Hold on a sec. If you're enjoying this so far, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Let's continue. This is Adam, a solo adventurer and the voice behind the YouTube channel Wandering Where. He's known for turning peaceful UK countrysides into windows of solitude and reflection. But on November 7th, 2022, during a rainy evening in the Peak District, Adam would come face to face with something far more unsettling than bad weather. It was supposed to be a quiet night in the van, just him, the road, and a little solitude. Instead, it turned into a night of paranoia, shadows, and something, or someone, lurking just beyond the reach of his headlights.
Easy now, welcome to the channel if you're new here, welcome back if you've been here before. Check out where I am this morning, the one and only Roaches in the Peak District. If I'm perfectly honest, I've been stuck in Leicester for about 3 weeks and it's been driving me nuts. So yesterday I decided to load the crib up, and at 11:30 last night I left the smog of Leicester City, arrived here at 1:30 in the morning, and then today I've woken up to this beautiful spot in the countryside in the Peak District. There's a little lake here, it looks quite nice. There's a house though. I mean, it doesn't really matter, does it? You're a little bit out of the way. I've got a sneaky feeling you might get a van up here later as well. To be fair, not a bad view, and a little lake. There's no way I'm getting out at the minute. Oh, I guess I could. Oh, the rain's slowing. Oh wow, tell you what, this is not a bad little spot, is it? Look at that. Uh oh, it's coming again. I mean, you are pretty much in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, there's a little village with about 10 houses up there, and there's one house here and whatever, but I'll tell you what I will do, because I was going to drive somewhere else to get to this Teg's Nose. It looks like we can get to it from here. I'm not sure how far it is. I'm going to check the trail apps and see if it's feasible and doable from here.
Adam had found a beautiful remote spot tucked near a village of no more than 10 homes. He parked beside a large yellow van and set off for a peaceful 2-hour hike. But when he returned, the van was still there, still parked, still watching. Something about it made him feel uneasy.
I've got to say, pretty tidy little trail. Boom time, check out the views. Wicked behind me. I mean, it's a bit misty and cloudy, but it's nice, isn't it? All the way down in the valley and stuff. And if you look where those houses are, that's the spot where I want to stay for the night. It's just a shame about this car park, if I'm honest. But the views are nice. This is great. Wicked little trails. No one around as well. Love it to bits. Looks like we've got some normal trail. But I think Teg's Nose is up yonder. So yeah, a little bit of a bumble fluff trail up. Oh, no way, just getting back to the crib, but check it out, that van's still here. Makes me wonder if they're overnighting here, you know. You're going to get some busybody come down though, for sure. one of them wardens.
As night fell, Adam settled in, pasta boiling on the stove, curtains drawn halfway. But something wasn't right. He thought he heard knocking.
Heard someone knock on me car. Oh, it must be the rain. Well weird. Some dude pulled up a while ago. I'm sure he went to walk his dog, but he was eyeing me up loads. Obviously a local, do you know what I mean? But there's still that van over the way. He's still parked there. He's definitely here all night, but that's the thing with places like this. The locals are like, they'll report it and someone will come down at 6 in the morning to give you a ticket or something, you know what I mean? They're all proper busybodies, eh? But, yeah, a bit random, that. Anyway, yeah, pasta's nearly cooked.
Looking out, he spotted a man and his dog walking away. Just a passerby? Maybe. But the van hadn't moved. It wasn't going anywhere. Then, just as he began to doze off.
Oh, this is well dodgy. Someone's just pulled up right next to me, papping around like a madman. That van's over the way. Don't know what to do, to be honest. Oh man, I'll keep the light low, but damn, that's made me stop shaking a little bit. They're still sat there as well. I don't know what to do. Ah man, it's 10 o'clock at night. I guess I'm thinking I'm going to risk it and leave, but I'm only up the road if I go to that other spot, literally like 500 metres. There's another van here, eh? What's stopping them coming up there and bothering me there? Probably just some kids come up for a smoke, but you don't know, do you? It's probably what they do here because of the no overnight stein. Probably just kids or something, isn't it? I'm going to take a look, frig it. Stick me light on them. What the fuck? Oh, looks like they've gone then. Well, that's random. Oh, I don't know what to do here now. Why would they come steamboating down here? They just steamed in, man. They just steamed in and pulled up like right behind me. I opened my door and then they pulled up right next to me. And then they were papping the horn. I thought they were still sat there. Just wondering if they're coming back up or something. Ah, this is dodgy now. I guess I got that van there. It's not too much of a bother, is it?
Another car pulled up. Its headlights burned through the dark, aimed directly at Adam's van. Two shadowy figures sat motionless inside, their silhouettes barely shifting. Adam sat frozen. The handles on his van door began to rattle.
No way. Here we go again. Another car. Oh, man. Yeah. Looks like this is going to go on all night. Right. I'm going to make a move. Damn it. Could be the same car. Who knows? Oh, man. Right. I'm going to settle to leave. Dodgy, man. Looks like they're reversing back up the driveway. Something's going on here. I'm getting out of here. This is getting a bit sketchy. Don't like this.
Was it teenagers messing around? Locals angry about wild campers? Or was it something more deliberate? What shook Adam wasn't just the strange timing or the sudden vanishing. It was the feeling of being hunted. These weren't just random cars pulling in. They weren't lost. They knew he was there. They rattled the door. And they came back. The second car returned. Again, headlights locked on. Again, silence. Was this the same vehicle? Was someone following him? Adam had seen strange behavior before on his trips. People parking nearby, looking odd. But never like this. Never twice. Never in the dead of night. Adam finally left, driving half an hour to a new spot, desperate for rest. The rest of the night passed without incident. But when he awoke and recounted the story, the dread was still there in his voice.
Oh man, the morning after the night before. I say morning, it's afternoon already. It's about 1:30. I think I slept for about 11 hours. What the hell went down there last night? That was unreal. Look, if you're a regular to the series, you'll know I've done hundreds of car camping trips over the past 18 months. We've had a couple of dodgy nights. Someone pulled up in Rutland one time, just sat there with his beam on, staring at me, freaked me out, buggered off, and I stayed there for the rest of the night. I've had people roll up on me time and time again. They come in the car park looking sketchy, park up, stay there the night, or drive off. It's nothing too dodgy. But that last night, that freaked me right out.
He's done hundreds of solo camping trips, but this night, this was the first time he genuinely feared for his safety. So the question remains, who were those people? Why were they watching him? And why? Did they come back? Maybe it was nothing. Or maybe something far more sinister. Sometimes the scariest stories aren't paranormal, they're real. This disturbing case was captured by Wes, a 31-year-old YouTuber behind the channel Adventures with Wes. Known for exploring eerie, abandoned places across the UK, Wes often dives into dark forests, forgotten tunnels, and hidden ruins. But on July 27, 2020, he and his friend Andy stumbled into something neither of them were prepared for. What started as a lighthearted exploration ended in horror.
Welcome to Adventures with Wes. Right, so there's nettles everywhere, sloppy mud everywhere. We're at the pipe. We're at the pipe now. So,
guys, the pipe is just down this slope here. So, where's
just down here, mate?
Let's do it, bro.
Let's go.
Wes and Andy had arrived at a dense forest rumored to contain long-forgotten tunnels. The area was thick with mud, nettles, and the smell of decay. As they followed the trail toward a pipe leading into the tunnels, they started noticing something unusual.
Wow, what's that smell?
What?
Can you smell that?
Oh, it smells like raw fish or something, bro. Can you smell that?
Yeah.
That stinks, bro.
Nasty.
Oh. Over.
Nearly lost a foot in the water. Right.
Guys, I just nearly fell over right there.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair if I get you on video falling in the water, but should we get it on anyway?
Get no views, bro.
It's fine, right, let's get him in.
The deeper they went, the stronger the stench became. So foul it nearly made them gag. Flies began swarming, and a sense of dread started to settle. Yet they continued, laughing nervously, trying to brush it off as just the usual sewer stench. But then, something caught their eye. Andy's flashlight landed on something shoved into the wall of the tunnel.
Yeah, don't know what's going to go down.
I swear to God, someone lives in that pipe, mate.
Nah, stinks too much, man. It's proper rotten, that.
Someone came out of that pipe and wanted to attack us.
I wish these flies would, buddy, go away, man.
Oh!
Oh,
Oh, bro, could you smell that? That stinks, bro.
oh nasty, man. Oh, fucking hell. Smells like someone's like fucking proper, like fucking
smells like-
shit.
Bro! Nearly fell over again.
Oh, man.
Right. Yeah, let me get my light on.
They froze. The laughter stopped. Panic set in. And within seconds, they ran. Breathless, slipping on the mud, they bolted out of the tunnel and didn't stop until they reached the main trail.
Whoa, man! Fucking hell, me foot's in the water! Oh man, that was grim. Hey, we
Body right now,
need to ring the police.
absolutely crazy as anything.
need to ring the police.
What?
We need to ring the police.
Have you got a phone?
Nah, I've not got a phone.
Get
Have
the
you got
phone,
one?
bro, ring the police.
Where is it?
The footage cuts off. No update was ever given after that. Viewers were left stunned. Was this real? A prank? A setup? But details in the video suggest otherwise. The smell, the flies, the raw panic in their voices. It didn't feel staged. It felt raw, real. And if what they found was indeed a body, who put it there? How long had it been sitting in that tunnel? And the question that haunts viewers most, what if someone had been watching them the whole time? There's also a local legend mentioned offhand by Andy. A story of a bloody man once seen crawling from these very pipes. Could it be connected? To this day, there's been no official word on what was found in that tunnel. No police statement, no follow-up, just silence. but the fear in their voices felt real. And that's the most terrifying part. If it was staged, good acting. If it wasn't, that tunnel may still be hiding a nightmare. Ask yourself, what would you do if the only thing separating you from something dead was one thin wall of concrete and a flashlight? Dan, the creator behind the YouTube channel Cursed Urban, has built a name for himself by exploring remote forests and documenting solo camping trips. His videos often lead viewers into dark, overgrown places filled with folklore and eerie legends. For this particular adventure, Dan sets his sights on a forest infamously referred to as the Forest of Madness, a place linked to tales of supernatural sightings and chilling encounters. It's November 30th, 2024. The night is bitterly cold and Dan is heading in alone. He brings his camera and a spirit communication device determined to uncover the truth hidden deep within the trees.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Cursed Urban. I'm your host, Dan, and we are out here today on another camping adventure. I got out here pretty early. As you can hear, there's still people around, kids playing hide and seek, other campers, I think actually just packing up and leaving. Very spirited day.
Dan begins the day like any other, setting up his tent, arranging firewood, and exploring the forest with his device in hand. The forest is dense and silent, its shadowy paths adding to the sense of unease. According to local legend, this is Wendigo territory, home to a skeletal creature from Algonquin folklore, with glowing eyes and sometimes antlers. It's associated with cold, hunger, and spiritual corruption. But Wendigo stories aren't the only warnings tied to this place. Locals also speak of a girl whose spirit is said to haunt a nearby pond, the site of a tragic murder. As Dan hikes deeper, a sharp whistle cuts through the silence, loud and close. He turns, searching for a source, but finds nothing. Trying to stay rational, he suggests it might have come from distant hikers, but something about it doesn't sit right.
I don't know where exactly it is, though. That's the only problem. So I'm going to try and find a location on that. And if I can, then we're gonna go out there this evening. No matter how far it is, but I don't know if I can find it. Did you guys hear that?
She killed me.
She killed me. Dude. That was a whistle.
Eventually, the spirit device leads Dan to the pond. Just as he arrives, he hears slow, deliberate footsteps from the bushes. He shines his flashlight toward the sound again. No one is there.
There is something by the water. I'm trying to hold this light. There we go. Oh, dude. I just heard somebody walking. And when I shine the light over that way, it stopped. Hello? Yeah, when I shine light out that way, it straight up just stopped. It sounded like footprints or footsteps. I'm sure you guys can hear it in the video. What the Dude, that was weird. Hello? That's one of the things about this forest, like I said. People report hearing like footsteps behind them and somebody following them, and they turn around, nobody's there. That's a very common occurrence here.
Back at camp, Dan settles in for the evening. The fire is lit, and everything seems calm. That calm is short-lived. A loud snap echoes nearby, loud enough to startle him. Almost instantly, the spirit device responds with phrases like trespassing and I will hear, as if something is aware of his presence and watching.
What the? Dude, what was that?
Trespassing. I will hear.
Trespassing, I will hear. Yo, dude, that... No way. No. Holy sh... Dude, that... What the... Dude, what... Yo, what are the chances of that? That was loud. That was stupid loud. And then as soon as that happened, I will hear, or trespassing, and then I will hear right away.
He tries to shake it off and crawls into his tent, hoping for a quiet night. But just as he begins to drift off, something slams into the top of his tent, hard enough to wake him instantly. He grabs his camera. Outside, he hears footsteps circling his shelter.
This is nice. This is nice. Warm sleeping bag. This is too good. So I woke up. It sounded like something was hitting the top of my tent. Come on. Lantern won't work. Come on, you piece of shit. Come on. Yeah, the lantern's screwed. So it sounded like something was hitting the top of my tent. I'm sure you guys heard it. It was loud enough to wake me up. I know I was out. But my alarm didn't go off, so I haven't been out that long.
He opens the tent and steps outside, heart pounding. Someone or something is moving just beyond the trees. He shines his light, but sees no one.
Okay. I woke up and it sounded like something was being thrown at the top of my tent. Maybe these pieces of wood, these sticks right here. Yeah, it sounded like something hitting my tent. That was loud enough to wake me up. And then it sounded like something was definitely walking around. We definitely heard those footsteps for sure.
Dan stands frozen, trying to rationalize what just happened. Could branches have fallen from above? Could animals be responsible? But the clear, human-like footsteps suggest otherwise. After a while, the noises stop. Dan stays alert for a bit longer, but nothing else occurs. He eventually decides to pack up and leave before sunrise. He doesn't want to wait around to see if whoever or whatever returns.
Alright guys, I'm packing up right now. Just getting a few last shots of the area for the video. It's late. It's late. I didn't hear anything else. I sat around for a bit. And yeah, nothing. Didn't hear anything. Nothing came back to the site. yeah, it's kind of whatever.
Could it have been local pranksters stalking campers for fun? Maybe animals behaving strangely? Or was Dan's presence in the forest enough to stir something older and darker than just legend? The patterns of noises, the whistling, and the specific spirit messages feel too deliberate to be chance. And if it was the spirit of the girl near the pond, what did she want with Dan? Or worse, was she trying to warn him about someone else out there? This is Flex, a well-known YouTuber behind the channel The Flex Tapes, known for his adventurous camping vlogs. On November 15th, 2022, Flex and his friend Dan decided to explore the infamous Hangman's Hill in Epping Forest. Legend says if you park a car in neutral on the hill, it will roll upward on its own. A tale they were determined to test.
And welcome back to another video. Tonight we are back in Epping Forest. You remember the last video where we camped out in Epping Forest? This time we're back and we are in a different area this time. We're in a place called Hangman's Hill, and the old legend is that whenever a car is on the hill and you leave it in neutral, the car will roll up the hill. Crazy.
And you're going to put it in neutral. Put it in neutral now. That's neutral.
Right, we're in neutral.
Right,
I'm ready.
Foot off the brake.
Yeah.
Are you ready? Let's watch him go up the hill.
Foot off.
Look at that, he's rolling up the hill.
Oh wow, this is dangerous. This is scary. Yep. Yeah, we're moving now. Yeah, it's going very fast. It's going very fast. It's going very fast. Ah!
Right, okay.
Still in neutral.
Can't be bothered writing the car off. Right, you ready? Right, get out. Let's go and find somewhere to camp.
The two tested the urban legend with laughter and jokes, pretending the car moved on its own. But the real story began when they ventured deeper into the forest to set up camp. Near an abandoned church, they heard strange animal-like noises, unlike any fox or local wildlife. Later that night, as they sat by their tent eating dinner, something slammed violently against the fabric of the tent.
It makes it all worthwhile. All the hard work that went into it.
Mmm.
What the fuck is that? I don't know. It could be an animal, I don't know.
Footsteps circled them outside. They whispered and waited in tense silence for minutes before finally peeking out. No one. Nothing.
The CCTV camera might have seen that.
They tried to brush it off. But another twig snapped. More footsteps. With hearts pounding, they switched off their lights and listened. After what felt like an eternity, the sounds stopped.
Just in case you didn't hear anything, there's a lot of footsteps and a twig just snapped down there. We've not heard anything like that all night. It's been very nice, very quiet.
Could it have been an animal? A prankster? Or was someone watching them from the shadows? Some viewers speculate the area is cursed, an extension of the Hangman's Hill myth. Others wonder if Flex and Dan unknowingly trespassed into a sacred or secret place. Whatever the case, their fear was genuine. The tent slamming, the footsteps, the silence, it all points to something very real and very close. Flex and Dan made it through the night, but the unease never truly left. Was it just a fox, as they tried to convince themselves? Or was something, or someone, truly out there? To this day, they haven't gone back to that campsite. It was a typical August evening in Strongsville, Ohio, or so it seemed. Sam and his friends Tom, Tyler, and Brandon set out to document something strange. glowing paranormal orbs said to haunt the woods. With cameras in hand, they ventured deep into the forest where the air turned colder and an unshakable feeling of dread settled in. As they explored, Tyler remarked that something felt wrong. That suspicion was confirmed later when they reviewed their footage. Between the trees, a pale figure stood watching them, its face unnatural, its twisted hand clearly inhuman. Panic overtook the group. What began as a harmless search for orbs turned into a frantic escape from something they couldn't explain. They grabbed their gear and fled the forest. Was it a ghost? A cryptid? Or something even more dangerous? Some believe they caught evidence of a supernatural entity. Others argue it was a hoax or pareidolia, the mind seeing shapes in the dark. But for the boys who ran from those woods, the fear was real, and the figure, whatever it was, didn't follow. It just watched. To this day, no one knows exactly what they encountered in that forest. The footage remains online, analyzed and debated endlessly. But one thing is certain, whatever was out there, it saw them first. If that gave you chills, just wait until you see what happened in the next case. That's all for tonight's video. Which encounter gave you chills? Let us know in the comments below. Got your own experience? We want to hear it. And whatever you do, don't miss what's coming next.